Okay, welcome back from break. Let's proceed now. So before break, this is what we discussed. So we discussed about what is cloud and what are the components, that is cloud architecture. Cloud architecture components are the components that make up cloud. Okay, so we understood about cloud architecture components. Now, the next one is why AWS? AWS versus Azure versus Google Cloud. Why you need to choose AWS compared to other cloud vendors in the market? Okay, for that I have a analysis document which I did some time back. So let me bring up my analysis documentation to you. So have a look into the screen, all of you. There is a company called Gartner. Gartner is an analysis company. They'll perform statistical analysis over IT services. There are 10,000 plus aspects they will look into, and they'll have their own analysis on each divisions or each technology. One of the analysis is on public cloud infrastructure as a service. Here we can see there is a report from the report as of like October 2012. There are many companies in the market: AWS, Terramark, Savage CSC, Dimension Data, Rackspace, Virtue, SoftLayer, Dell, Fujitsu. So these are all public cloud service providing companies in the market. One moment. Guys, don't disconnect from your bridge and it disturbs the session. So, so there are many companies in the market. Among all companies, the market leader section, can you see this? Leaders, which is led by AWS. If you ask me, AWS is the first company who started offering cloud services in the market. So to understand this, let me show you the cloud history as well. Yeah, I want you to look into this. AWS itself launched in the year 2002. Okay, and in 2003, there are two people, Chris Pinkham and Benjamin Black. These are the two engineers who actually brought this concept of giving rental to compute servicing services. Example: storage rental, backup rental, and processing rental, and disaster recovery rental. So anything you see a service, right? So these services are provided in the form of a service. So these two people have come up with an white paper. Usually in technical world, we call it as white paper. A white paper will have the information about a detailed analysis of a specific service or an offering with architecture, design flow, outcome, challenges, right, and cost saving function as such, right? There'll be like numerous information, and Jeff Bezos looked into these two people and he has come up with an idea. Yeah, why don't we put it into action? If you ask me, 2006 is the golden year for AWS, where they introduced three core services. S3 we have seen some time back. S3 cloud storage service, structured query service, and elastic compute cloud service. So these three are the services which is introduced in the market 2006. Okay, so this is an history, like this how it's evolved over the years. So by now AWS is how many years old company, all of you?
It's 18 years, sir.
Right.
18 years.
Right. AWS is a 18 years old company, and in the year 2012, that is 8 years back, Gartner made an analysis to understand which company is providing a leading services in the market. In that, AWS stands tall. You can have a look into this, and you can see this AWS is out in front. And the toughest competitor for the year 2020, that is Microsoft and Google. They have not started the business yet. Can you see this here, all of you? Microsoft and Google doesn't yet offer IaaS service. IaaS means infrastructure as a service, means giving a virtual machine on a rental basis. They have not started the service. Right. Let's move a little forward. August 2013. Okay. And you see this diagram. The people who were leading in the market, leaders, right? That is Terramark, Savvy, CSC, they have backed out. I mean, CSC still remained as a leader, and other companies, Savvy's and all, backed out. And only two people in the race, that is AWS and CSC, as of 2013. And Microsoft started offering a service. So, which means what? Microsoft have a service called Azure, and this is a public cloud service or a cloud offering, right? And this is into market over 7 years. And AWS definitely many years ahead than 18 minus 7, it's 11 years ahead of Microsoft. Okay, and you can see this AWS is still in the front. Microsoft have began offering IaaS 2 months later or an earlier. Google, you see, the third competitor in the market is called Google. As of 2020, this year, the toughest competitor for AWS is Microsoft and Google. And Google, you see, they have not started the business in 2013 also. And there is something called OpenStack. This is again a private cloud offering service. This is open source, like how we have Linux is free in the market, right? Similarly, OpenStack is nothing but a cloud software which is available in the market from the year 2013, and few of the people started adapting to this since AWS charges, Azure charges, so they want to set up their own infra, so they have adapted to OpenStack. I'll speak about OpenStack in a moment. I'll speak like the deployment models and all. I'll speak about that. So year 2014. Can you see Google got into picture now? All of you, they are all visionaries. You can see here Google got into business. AWS still in front, and Microsoft is in the race again, and Google is the third company who started offering. Since 6 years, remind this, since 6+ years, Microsoft and AWS are global market leaders, and number one position is with AWS, number two position with Microsoft, and Google advanced to number three. Let me show you the latest report to you. Gartner 2020 Public Cloud IaaS report. This is as of 2019. There we go. We got the report. The image is pretty low on size. Yes. I'll zoom this. Can you all see? This is which month it is? August 2020. like 3 months before. Gartner again they released a documentation. In this you can see, can you see Amazon Web Services, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Number
sir.
one, Microsoft Azure number two, Google is number three, Alibaba is number four, Oracle number five, IBM number six, and Tencent Cloud number seven. This is the trend. Okay. Now let's see economically, like how they make business in the market. Let's understand the concept of pricing in the market, like how they have earned in the market. So have a look into this. I'll navigate to the right PPT. This is the report from Jeffries. Jeffries again like a statistical analysis company like Gartner, and they have done an analysis, and you can see this analyzed revenue. Amazon Web Services have 18.34 billion. Okay, analyzed revenue. And you can see Microsoft stands second. So you know the differences between million and a billion, right? 1 million is equal to how many lakhs?
10.
Right. 1 billion is equal to how many crores? It is
100.
100 crores. So which means what? 100 into 18, how much? 1800.
1800. Yeah.
Yeah, 1800 crores revenue year after year. AWS as a single company, every year they'll make a profit of 1800 crores or more. Okay, and year over year growth 42%, and market share percentage of market, they have acquired 51 percentage of market. Can you see this, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So which means AWS is the number one company in terms of early entry into the market and making a revenue and percentage of market capture. So this report is 2018 report. Okay, as of 2018. Now I'll show you the latest report. 2020 public cloud market share. And the percentage is varied actually. So here you can see. So here AWS as per Q3, third quarter, Q3 months means what? Till September 2020. This is the report. Worldwide cloud infrastructure services spent, where AWS stands tall, and you can see this 32%, and second one is Azure, third one is Google Cloud, fourth one is Alibaba. And Alibaba from China is closely, you see here, toughest competition to Google Cloud. Okay, Oracle and other company like DigitalOcean, these are all like will come under 37%. But majority majority goes to AWS again, as per latest report. Can you see this, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now by now you know like which vendor or which service provider is having maximum percentage in the market. Right. Let's come back to this. So here I want to discuss about deployment model. See, cloud is nothing but accessing or controlling computing resource. Okay, that's true. Then why we have three different models in our three different types in it? Okay, so one is like public cloud, second one is private cloud, third one is hybrid cloud. What does it mean and how it differs? It is like this. Mm, number one, public cloud. Public cloud means any individual or company can subscribe service from cloud vendor. Have a look into this. Public cloud means what? Any individual. Example, Bhaskar is an individual. He needs storage from, that is S3 bucket from AWS. I will approach AWS for this and I will purchase this, or I will subscribe to the service, and the vendor is AWS. This is called public cloud. Anyone can access these resources. Point number two. What is private cloud? Private cloud is accessed or controlled within a company. No external users would have access to control. No external users. No external users allowed access. So none of the external users can access. Um, let's take an example. We have something called OpenStack. Do anyone remember what is the use of OpenStack? Where, what is OpenStack? I just expressed some time back. What is OpenStack?
Open source.
Yeah, OpenStack is an open source. You're right, open source.
Open source cloud, right, sir?
Right, open source cloud software. Okay, you can download this software from internet and you can configure in your own infrastructure. Example, you would have seen my servers, right? What Bhaskar will do in this example, that is private cloud. Bhaskar wants to set up lab for 100 users. Bhaskar will download OpenStack software from Red Hat. You can see this now. Download OpenStack with Red Hat. Red Hat is again Linux operating system, and they integrate it to OpenStack and they'll sell the service. So have a look into this. Red Hat OpenStack platform is a cloud computing platform that virtualizes resources from industry standard hardware, organize those resources into clouds. So which means what? I can download this software. You can see there is an option called buy it. I can download this and I can install this. Download Red Hat OpenStack. You can download this. The thing is, you need to have a license for this application. Can you see this, all of you? Download latest Red Hat OpenStack platform.
Yes.
Which means what? It can you can set up your own cloud in your environment. Okay, and remember, you are not giving access to anyone in the world. You are using within your company. Okay, this is called private cloud. Next one is called hybrid cloud. What is hybrid cloud? you will use both services. In hybrid cloud, we will use both. You will use public cloud also, and you will use private cloud also. Repeating again, in hybrid cloud, you will use both the cloud options. Let's take an example. There is a bank called ICICI. In ICICI Bank, I mean, if you see that there are two type of people in ICICI Bank, guys, let's see who will answer this. When you enter into ICICI Bank, right, you will find two type of people in a bank. Who are there? One is bank customers. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Who's the other one?
Security.
Employees.
Bank
Employees,
employees.
bank employees. Yeah.
Right. There are two people in an ICICI Bank, and customers cannot access bank employees laptop or desktop. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So which means what? Bank employees resources are should be protected. Am I right?
Yes.
So I will keep it in private cloud.
Private.
So what happens? Only bank employees can check customers information. Customers cannot check bank employees resources, or they do not have a direct access to their infra. Okay, and you see, especially in SBI Bank and all, if you see, they will have at least two levels of security. They will use thumb impression. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Within a bank, they'll use thumb impression to log into their account, because they want to make sure that their infrastructure is highly secured. So in ICICI Bank, they'll keep employee and company related information in private cloud. That is this one. Now customer wants form. Example, they want to fill account opening form. Where they'll keep inside a secure place, or they'll keep it in an open space.
Open space.
Yeah, so which means what? Anyone can access it, right?
Yeah.
Can you deposit the amount in saving account?
No, sir.
Can you deposit the amount in current account?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, so which means what? This customer form is accessible for all customers, so all public. It can be a company. Let's take Accenture is a company who have account in ICICI Bank. Okay, still they are customers. Accenture Bank, ICICI Bank have account of Bhaskar. Still, I am a customer. I am an individual or a company. Okay, where I can have access to public resources. Okay, in cloud example, it is like this. So hope everyone will have access to ICICI ICICI mobile app. All of you, this I can download from Play Store and install on my phone. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So this one I will put it in public cloud like this. Public cloud is nothing but a service offering from an vendor, cloud vendor, example AWS, who provide services to anyone. It can be an individual or can be a company. Point number two, private cloud, accessing or controlling computing services within a company, and no external users are allowed to access it. Point number three, hybrid cloud, where a company can use both private cloud and public cloud options. Private cloud, they can build their own cloud with the help of OpenStack, and they can allow the access only to their employees. And they can also subscribe to public cloud services where customer wants to download or upload some files. Example, ICCA mobile app is an example where customers can go and download this app, where ICCA Bank set it to public. Is it understandable, all of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. Let's come back to this. Okay. Now let's move on to security compliances. So now you can ask me a question, sir. We are keeping all our files in cloud. Okay. Now somebody hacked a file within cloud, or somebody have hacked a file which I kept it in S3 bucket. Okay. Now who is responsible for this? Let's take a open decision now, open call now. Guys, if you want, you can take this screenshot to understand the difference between 3 different clouds. Done? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Let's move on to the question. Let's see who will answer to this correctly. Let's take Raju is a user. Okay. And he kept important document in cloud. This is Raju, and Raju is uploaded to cloud, and Raju have a laptop. Through this laptop he connected to internet and he uploaded this file to cloud. After 1 month he could feel that somebody has stolen. After a few months he could see that somebody has stolen his important documentation, and now you need to take a decision like how and who is responsible. I mean, you need to know like how this happened, or as an spectator or a spectator, so you can answer this. Who is responsible for this file to hack, or whose negligence, and whether it is a cloud vendor, that is AWS, or a user. Whose fault is this? Whether it is a customer fault or it is a cloud vendor's fault? Can you answer now, all of you? I want voting count
User.
now. So 1 vote for user.
It is both.
It is both. So I will stand in the middle. Okay.
Yep, it's user mistake.
It's a user +1. I want answers from
User.
everyone. +1.
User mistake.
+1. Yeah.
It's
Others?
both. It's both.
Somebody says once again, oh, it's both. Anybody else? Okay. Now let me answer to this. Okay. It is user's responsibility. Okay. How I'm briefing that is user responsibility. I'll give you one more example. See now, same user Raju, this time with some spike. Okay. Raju subscribed to a car service. Let's take Raju have subscribed to a car service. You know this company called Zoom Cars. Zoom Cars are Drive Z. Guys, have you heard about this companies? Zoom Cars, Drive Z?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. So here there are two people. One is the driver or a customer. The other one is car rental company. Okay. Before handing over this car to you, there will be a documentation. In this, there are many checklists. Okay. This driver, what he will do, he will tick everything. And he will sign in the, by the end of the checklist form. Okay. Now Raju is driving. Let's take Raju is driving in Electronic City Highway. What is that toll? Elevated toll. Electronic City. Okay. Unfortunately, this vehicle met with minor accident. Let's take the front impact on the front bumper, and let's take something is damaged here. Let's call this something is damaged. Okay. Now it is a driver's mistake or Zoom car company's mistake.
It's a driver's mistake, sir.
Got it. Driver's mistake.
Can you all agree? Everyone?
Yes.
Exactly the same thing in cloud also. We have something called shared responsibility model. In that, AWS will give you only the hardware to you, and it's your responsibility to secure it. They will give a service to you, and you are the person who keep the file inside the service, and you should secure in a way that no one can hack it.
Sir?
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, can you please repeat once again, sir? I didn't understand.
Your name?
Arun Gogulan.
Okay, Arun. I'll show you the. I'll just show you a responsibility model chart to you. Then you will understand. Okay. As of now, you understand the story of a car, right?
Yes,
Arun,
sir.
what happened to this
Yes,
car?
sir. Yes, sir.
What happened to this car? What happened to this car, sir, Mr. Arun?
Sorry, sir. I didn't know.
You didn't know.
Yes, sir.
You were not in the bridge. Sir, what are you doing? Like, are you in the bridge? Are you observing?
Sir, repeat the module once again, sir. And the car problem.
I think you have a network problem, man. That's a challenge there. Okay. Can anyone brief to Mr. Arun on this? Can anyone take a chance to explain to him what happened to this car?
I can explain. This is Anthony.
Yes, Anthony, please.
Okay. So, see, for this person, XYZ or Raju or whoever, rents a car from a rental service, and he's driving on the highway, and he meets with a small accident. Okay. Now the question here is whether it is his fault or the company that rented the car, whether it is their fault. So, as per the discussion and as per the understanding of AWS Cloud, this is the no. First, let's go to this car accident. The accident is completely the driver's fault. Okay, so in the same parallel that you explained, if a user has placed any document in cloud, it is his responsibility to ensure that the security is maintained. But we still have to come to the shared responsibility model, which you will tell us.
Yes, sir. I got it.
Okay, right. So let's speak about what is shared responsibility model is. Okay, see here, the company who rents this car, he should make sure that brake is working fine or not. Do you agree? Brake fine, fuel fine, right? And engine fine, and they'll do a checklist like car is clean or not. They'll do this checklist also. They'll keep everything is fine. Do you agree with that? So as a car rental company, you should provide that car is in a perfect working condition. Do you all agree?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir. We are agree because of driver has to check all those things. It's working fine or not.
So driver also will check that whether brake. I
Yeah,
mean, when you
driver
start drive,
should be.
no. First and foremost thing, it's a car company's responsibility to maintain this. Do you agree? And the second responsibility will come to driver. Now they will give a checklist to check everything. You would have noted here. See here, he has put many checks, and finally he started taking the car, and then his responsibility to safely hand over back to them. Do you agree, guys?
Yeah, 100%, sir.
Right. Now let's see this AWS shared responsibility model. Look into this, all of you. This is very important, and this diagram will explain many things to you. Look into this now. If you want, you can take this screenshot also. See, there are two parties here. One is cloud vendor party, that is AWS. Other one is customer Raju. Now I want you to look into this image for next 1 minute and look into each section and let me know whatever I said is correct or not.
Yeah, absolutely correct, sir.
Okay, let me explain this way. Okay, all of you pay attention. See here, AWS is the company. I'll take a red color pen. Okay, you all can see this is the car rental company. Example, Zoom Cars. You can call like this. And this is Mr. Raju. Okay, so car company says, hey, my engine is working fine. Okay, brake is working fine, and fuel is full, vehicle is clean. Okay, what Raju will do, he will do a checklist, everything is fine. Then he started driving the car. This is like he access or started driving this car. Okay, somewhere it met with an accident. Okay, now who is responsible? It is Raju. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
100%.
Right. So now let's remove this. I'll show you again practically. I mean, we'll see in detail now each components. See here, AWS responsibility for security of the cloud, responsible for security of the cloud. Okay, security of the cloud means what? AWS have a data center. Okay, let's call this is Ohio location. You would have seen some location, right? Ohio, North Virginia and all, guys.
Yes, we remember.
Yes. Yes.
which means AWS will provide security to physical location, physical data center location, physical security. They will make sure that in Ohio, the data center is safe. Okay, my compute resources are available to you, storage is available to you, database is available to you, networking is available to you, everything, all these services are available to you. Okay, what you will do, you will install a OS here, operating system, and then within that operating system you will install application. Within that application you keep files. Do you agree, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here, you are the person installing the OS. You are the person installing the application. You are the person keeping the file. Now the file is stolen. So you are the person who set authentication. See here, you are the person you set authentication. You are the person who kept a encryption. You see this encryption, authentication, integrity, server side. You are the person who kept a password. As you all know, a person who have a password, only he can access that file. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what happened here in this case, our Raju's laptop is hacked. They hacked his laptop. In this laptop, on the desktop, he kept one folder called all passwords. Okay, that through that password file, he logged into AWS account and he captured this file like this, and he took away this file. Do you agree with me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you want, you can take this screenshot. Okay, yeah, you can take the screenshot. Hope you have taken a screenshot, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. That is all about shared responsibility, which means what? As a cloud provider, I should also make sure that my infra, that is data center, is safe. And as a customer, you should keep your data safe by keeping a proper password or keep a two-way authentication or encrypt your data. So it's both responsibility. We call it as shared responsibility model. Okay, let's move on to this. AWS Cloud Security and Compliance Concepts. Right. Let me bring this concept now. If you want, you can take this screenshot, sir. Guys, this one for shared responsibility with the example I have kept.
Already done, sir.
Super. Let's move on. Now let's take one more example. Let's take again our Raju, and so there are two people here. And both of them opened a bank. Let's call it as Raju Bank. The other one is State Bank of, there are two parties, State Bank of India. There are two banks here. You can call like two party or two banks here. Raju Bank and State Bank of India. And now, so we are all investors. Let's take Imran. Imran, can you hear me? Imran? Okay. Let's take Raghu. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Raghu, now you want to save your money. Where you will keep your money, in Raju Bank or you will put it in State Bank of India?
Definitely like State Bank of India.
Why? Why you don't believe Raju?
Like it is not established company, right? So that's the reason.
Okay, it is not. So he uses this word established, not established.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the State Bank of India is
Hmm.
present almost long years. So it is
How
giving
many years?
services from long years. Like don't know, like Raju Bank is very new, right? That's the reason. So
Okay, let's take State
trust
Bank is
factor.
200 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Raju Bank is not established that much. That's a reason you have provided. Okay, thank you. So let's hear someone else now.
Okay.
Let's hear from Sojan.
Yes.
Sojan, where you will keep and which bank you need?
Yeah, I'll go with SBI because it is a trusted bank and has a lot of facilities for the I mean currency exchange or the other activities. Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear from others. All of you, I need answers. I'll tell you why I'm asking this. Others, can you answer?
I'll go with the SBI because we feel it's more secured and we trust it.
Okay, you used one word called, what is that?
Secure.
Secured and trusted. Superman, I'm getting the right words now. Okay, let's hear from others.
Authorized.
Authorized.
Like more facility.
More facility. More facility are
features.
What do you call? Is there any technical word?
Services.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Super. There are more services. Others?
Hi, sir. Actually, easy and fast to secure internet banking service.
Okay. Internet service, online banking. Okay. Online banking is available in Raju Bank also.
No, I'm talking about easy and fast and security internet banking service.
Okay. Others? Okay. Now let's twist this question. There are two clouds here. One is, I'll keep it in the, okay, I'll take a different color. There are two clouds here. One is, let's call it as DigitalOcean. The other one is AWS. Both are cloud providers. Now you can tell me why you need to choose AWS.
and we can access instant resources. In a sense, like on the spot, you can get like without any delay, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need answers from everyone. Guys, please confirm.
It's like whatever the things we have given for State Bank of India, same thing we can follow for AWS also.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Example.
it offers more services and
Mm-hmm.
it provides security, and there are
Mm-hmm.
some good online services is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
And yeah, it's
yeah,
established from many years, like 20 years, 18 years old. That's the reason.
right, right. That's what I want to bring it now. That's what I want to bring it one by one. So please confirm, all of you. Do you all agree with him? Can you trust AWS over DigitalOcean? Guys?
Yes.
Okay, right. So now let me bring a documentation. Just give me a minute. Sorry, I just gave a link to you, and please go through this document called risk and compliance document. Spend at least 5 minutes on this. I will ask some questions on this. Go through this. Okay, right, guys, have a look into this. So when we looked into this comparison, like why you need to trust State Bank, one of the factors, it's been many years in the industry, and there's something called trusted and secured, authorized, more services are available. Okay, and user friendly, where you can access via phone. There are many factors. Same thing here. If you ask me, the very important factor here is global standard certifications. Have you heard about ISO?
Yes.
Okay. So in this document, they have not provided the global certification info. I'll show you now. The global standard certifications. Here it is. This one supports more security standards and compliance. FedRAMP, HIPAA, these are all global certification. Like we have ISO, right? ISO, ISI. So similarly, HIPAA. So let's look into this standard. What is the standard is? Can you keep yourself on mute? HIPAA. So Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act is this one. HIPAA standard license. No, that's not the one. Standard in IT. Okay. Okay, that's a standard. Security rule, HIPAA security rule and standard implementations. This is the one. Let me. Hello, Harsha. Can you keep yourself on mute, man? We got to know what you wanna have for lunch.
Other conversation going out there.
Okay, right. Let's come back to this. I was briefing about the global standards. FedRAMP, Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program, right? So these are all global standards where they'll set a framework that if you want to do a business in India or if you want to do a business in US, right, you have to follow all these compliances. AWS security compliance. And I'm looking for a perfect document where I can show you all the region specific compliances. One moment, cloud based. Right, this is the one. Okay, let me give you this link to you all. So if you look into this, see here, ISO 9001, ISO 27001, FedRAMP. Okay, in United States it is FedRAMP. In Asia, we have many here. And here in India, we do have a standard called MEITY. MEITY. This is the department which will provide a standard to AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. It's called Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Okay, and let me MTI compliance for AWS Azure Cloud. Can you see this? Cloud offering, cloud services. As a one-liner, here you can see Microsoft was given full accreditation by Ministry of Electronics and Applications. Can you see this?
Yes.
And you can see this AWS, Azure, Alibaba Cloud, others regulated by TRI and regulated by Ministry of Electronics and Information. See this MEITY. Okay, so this is good to know information that if I am trusting somebody, that person should have some global standard and compliance certificates. Okay, same thing here. Let's move on to the next one. AWS access management capabilities. Access management. Let's speak about access management. See, let me show you how access management works. Sign into the console. Have a look into my screen, all of you. We have something called identity and access management. Let me do this. Have a look into my screen, all of you. In this, I'll create a user. See, Bhaskar Manogaran is the root account holder console, and he have a full control. I am the only owner now. Do you all agree with me, guys? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, right. Arsha, can you keep yourself on mute? Raghu, mute please. Okay, now the sound is gone. Okay, now let's take an example. There is an employee in my organization. Let's take, I have an organization called Cloud4Green Technologies. There is an employee, let's call it as Lalit. Okay, for him, I want to restrict the access. Okay, so what I'll do, I will give him AWS management console access. That is true. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll give most restricted permission, that is EC2 or S3 read only access. Create a user. So you all can see there is a user called Lalit. For him, there is a actually I can set a password also. Let me copy this credential. Username Lalit. Password. So for Lalit, I have set some permission. 1 minute. Just a minute. So here I just made a note. There is a password and there is a user, and this user has 3 read-only access, which means what? This user cannot delete a folder, cannot create a folder. Do you agree with me, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
See now. Console.aws.com. So here it will ask to provide account ID. This is my account ID because I gave a permission to Lalit, right? So you can also find this here. See my account ID, Bhaskar Manos account ID means I am the root user. I gave a permission, so I have to mention account ID. Name of the IAM user is Lalit and the password. This is the password. So here it'll ask you to provide the old password and the new password. Now, can you all see this? Lalit logged into this AWS account. Do you all agree with me? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, Lalit don't have access to, I mean, he have a read-only access in S3, but he cannot delete or create a new S3 bucket. You see now. So let me try to create a bucket. Let's call it as Lalit Hacker bucket. Okay, and let it be anything. And try to create a bucket. I must acknowledge. Can you see this? Can you see there is an error?
Yes, sir.
Failed to create a bucket. Okay, and it shows that learn more about identity and access management. So there is a restriction for Mr. Lalit. This is for creation. Now let us try to delete this bucket. In fact, you don't see there is a delete option itself available for Mr. Lalit. There is no delete option here. I'll click on a folder. Is there is any delete option is available for him? Is there is any way? Can you see any delete option?
No, sir.
No.
I could not find delete option, sir. May
Right.
you, I think, select that PDF file, then it will be shown.
No, man. Hold on. What is the permission which I said? Only a read access, right? So you should not delete any files here. I'll show you the difference now. See here. I'm the root user now. I'll navigate to S3. Excuse me. Okay. Can you see delete option here? When I select
Yes,
this,
yes, yeah.
in the main page only, I have a delete option. Again, if I click on this, if I click on a folder, right? Here I have actions. I mean, I have to select this. Can you see this?
Yes,
There
yes,
is a
yes.
delete option.
Got it, sir.
Now here, he don't have any such options. I'll come back again. Let's take, I'll select this. Or I have a delete option, and if I try to delete, okay, I'll try to delete this. Permanently delete, I'll mention here like permanently delete. It should allow or not allow, all of you.
I think it will not allow, sir, to
See here,
permanently delete because of
see here,
you have
the
not
option
given
itself,
time.
grayed out, even though it asked to type like this, type something like this, permanently delete, even though I typed the exactly the same parameter. Or okay, it's allowing now. Let's try to delete. Can you see this error message here?
Yeah, access denied.
Access denied, right? And now you see what I'll do. Now I will promote him as administrator, and he should be able to delete. So now let's navigate back to IAM. IAM is a service within cloud. so that I can give permission to a specific user. I'll select this user, Lalit, and here the permission he has got is AWS S3 read only. Now I'll click on add permission. Higher the permission will overwrite lower permission. Administrator permissions here. I'll click on something like this, or I can mention like S3 administrator, S3 administrator full. You see this Amazon S3 full access. Remember, you can access only S3. He is a admin only for S3 service, not for any other service. Similarly, there are 170 plus services are available, and you can access only S3. S3 is a storage service. So now let me come back to Firefox, refresh once. I've just refreshed it. Now let me select the same file, click on delete, and mention here like permanently delete objects. And can you see the object is gone? Can you see this, all of you?
Yeah, successfully deleted.
Right. So which means what? This is called access management. Like this, you can set it for each and every granular service level. See, if you try to access VPC service, you will get an error message in the main screen only. You see now. I'll click on, can you see this? It shows retry. Can you all see this? See, it shows retry, which means what? You do not have an access. That's a technical understanding. You see this? You are not authorized to perform this operation. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Similarly,
Yeah.
you cannot go to billing. Say, let's take billing is again one more service. You don't have an access to it. Again, you will receive such error message. Can you see this? Contact your AWS administrator. Hope you all understanding this, guys.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now let's come back to identity resources for security support. Okay, we just discussed with an example also. Now let's discuss about AWS services. Okay, understanding AWS services. To do this, let's take a simple example. Right, for this I need one volunteer. Let's take Suguraj. Suguraj, can you hear me? Are you there? Sanjay Rajaram, are you there?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay, right. Sanjay, see, this is your question.
Yeah.
You are an employee in a company. Let's take a company called Google.
Okay.
You are a Google employee now. Today is your first day. What are the formalities you will have on very first day in an organization?
Okay. You have a joining formality. You do your banking formality. You do your first day of onboarding formality,
Mm-hmm.
and you do your you meet your team.
Mm-hmm.
Joining, you meet your team, and you do you get to know your team and your onboarding formality. You get your badge. If in case you get the first day itself, and you get to get the round of you go around the office.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
So, and I'm expecting for one department. Let's see who will answer this. This is very important department.
HR department. HR department.
No, not HR department.
Uh,
Without this department, you cannot do anything in your company. I mean, you cannot start working in your company.
IT cell.
IT.
Right,
Huh.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. IT department. You will meet IT department. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right. So can you tell me what IT department will do? What are the
They will
tasks?
they will give access to the laptop.
Laptop, right? Then,
They'll give access to my ID. Uh,
mm-hmm,
they'll give access to all my official access,
mm-hmm,
and they will start my IDs. They will give permission to my all my official things.
right. So ID, I will call it as Active Directory. Shall I call like
Active,
this?
yes, that's what I was mentioning. Active
Active
Directory.
Directory. Active Directory means they will make an entry. You are a new employee
New
with your
employee.
own username and password. Do you agree?
Username and password. That's right. That's what I was mentioning.
Okay, username and password, right?
Active
And
Directory.
they'll give a laptop, and also within that laptop, they will do this. They'll install an OS, they'll
OS.
install an app,
Yes.
correct? And
Yes.
then you will install your custom apps once you got the laptop.
Right.
Custom apps. Okay, right. Anything you can do within your company, right? Everything you can do it on cloud.
Mm.
Now you no need to create an entry in your local Active Directory. In cloud, we have something called Active Directory services. I will show you now. Active Directory. Can you see this? Directory service.
Yes.
So in AWS, we have something called Active Directory service, where you can have a complete user, I mean, where you can bring entire organizations gets authenticated over cloud. Point number one. Point number two, operating system. In AWS, you can deploy any operating system you need. Example, Windows, Linux. So let me quickly show you this. For that service, we have a naming convention called compute. Under that, we have EC2. EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. This is the very important service in AWS where you can kickstart with your machine building. Let me quickly show you this. Have a look into my screen. Instances, launch an instance. Let's take an example. I'll install a Linux machine. I deployed one Linux machine. Now I'll show you how to install a Windows machine. Pay attention, I would be little faster because I am playing with this tool more than 5 years by now. So Microsoft Windows Server 2019, select. And I'm not giving a pause, or I'm not briefing individual sections there, because I just want to show you how this works. So have a look into my screen. See, in cloud, you can deploy an operating system and your machine within 4 minutes. Total how many minutes?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah, you can start counting now. It is 12:43 p.m. now. By 12:47 p.m., you could see both the machines are up and running. Okay, and this is the first machine I deployed. Let me call it as Linux VM, and this one is Windows 2019 VM. So we all use laptop, right, guys? We all have Windows 10 operating system on our laptop. In a cloud,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
yeah, in
Yes,
a
sir.
cloud level, yeah, in a cloud level, we mostly use server operating systems. We won't usually use desktop based operating systems. In production, we use our larger enterprises, they'll deploy server operating system. This is a server operating system. Okay, now let me take a Linux machine and I'll connect to this machine. Okay, the key mismatch here. Okay, this is because there was a key which is required. I mismatched that key. So let me terminate this machine. But I can show you in a Windows machine. Linux machine required one key, but that was currently pointed to a wrong key. That's not a problem. I will show a Windows machine now. Ultimately, you need to know how you can connect to a machine in cloud. See now, it's allowing an access now. Let me get a password. Okay, that's there's a prompt dictated to ensure that the right private key is used. Okay. As I mentioned, the key is a thing here. Think I have removed that key. Okay, no problem. I'll redeploy it. See, for a security functionality, right? AWS will provide us one key that is called private encryption key. That key I have misplaced it. Currently, I don't have that key. So, or I have a key which is not rightly pointed to a correct machine. So I'll do that now. I'll do a right key now. I'll just point a right key now. Yeah, choose an existing key pair. Now I'll choose the working key. Or let's create one key so that you'll also know like how this works. Create a key pair. Let me call it as Cloud Practitioner. Practitioner. Cloud Practitioner key. Download. I have downloaded this key. You can see private encryption key. It is downloaded and launch instance. So now you can count like 1247 onwards. 1247 plus 4, it is 1251. So meanwhile, I'll launch one Windows machine also. You can directly search as well. 2019. Select. Use an existing key pair. Cloud Practitioner key. Launch an instance. Right. Now I know which key I have pointed. And I'll make a filter that only running machines should list out. Instance state running. Right. So you can see my machines are coming up. First machine, this is a, okay, this is Windows machine, Windows 2019. And the other one is Linux VM. Okay, now let me connect to one by one. So for connecting a Linux machine, I need a key. That key is called putty private key putty private key. That again a lengthy procedure to brief, but still I can show you. Downloads. Don't think this is something going out of your mind. This is, I just want you to look like what are the steps, how many steps are involved to connect to a machine. First I'll connect to this machine. For connecting Linux machine, I'm using a public IP, and I should point to my putty ppk file, which I've just pointed. C2-user is a default username. Awesome. Now you all can see it is successfully connected. Okay, here I can execute Linux commands. Who am I? It will show you I'm a UC2 user, sudo su and date, time, ls, dir, ls-lah. These are like default Linux commands to showcase you that I have successfully connected to one Linux machine. Similarly, I can connect to a Windows Server machine and check the time now. It is 12:51. Okay, and I need to get a password also. Get Windows password. Choose a file. Downloads Cloud Practitioner key. It will give a, see, to get a Windows password itself, I have to use one key. So it is not a direct method that I'll simply go and get a password. Okay, so it's a double step verification or a protection from AWS. Do you remember I told you one of the users saved his key on the desktop and a hacker hacked that, and then you could and he stolen that file? Do you remember?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that file is this one only, PEM file, this one. You should not keep it in its desktop. You should secure it. Again, you would have enabled some protection to this. If you keep like that, and then a hacker can use that key and he can decrypt any machine like the way I am doing now. I'm connecting to a Windows machine now. It's asking for username and password. Let me provide a username. Username is administrator and the password is here. And now you all see that I have connected to a Windows machine. It will load now. See, this is my first Windows machine available in cloud. In this machine, I can download all softwares. In this machine, I can use it as a cloud drive. In this machine, I can build a website. In this machine, I can create users. In this machine, I can install applications. I can do anything I want. See, this is my own machine. And this is running in which cloud? All of you.
Like
Where this machine is running on?
AWS.
Absolutely.
AWS.
right? And this machine is one of the world's fastest machine. Okay, remember this word, why I'm using this. I'll show you practically as well. Excuse me. Okay, sorry, I was on mute. So have a look into this. This is one of the fastest machine in cloud. Okay, you can see the upload speed is 100 Mbps. If you ask me, this machine is very smallest machine, but you see this much speed. I'll show you now the machine configuration here. You see here, this machine is running with, yeah, better I'll show within the OS only. This is very small machine, but you got 150 Mbps speed. When you go higher versions, you will get more speed. See, this machine is running with only 1 GB RAM. Can you all see this, all of you?
Yep.
And,
sir.
Yes,
and
sir.
yeah, and you see this machine is running with only 30 GB of hard disk. Can you see this? Within
Yep.
this smallest machine, you have a speed of 150 Mbps. When you when you go with the higher versions, you will see more internet speed. Understood? So it's giving me easily 100 Mbps speed on my cloud machine. This is the smallest machine. When you go high, you will have more higher speeds. Hope you're all understanding now.
Yes, Bhaskar, got it.
Right. So what we will do, I'll just halt it here. Let's come back to this. Let's come back to our agenda. So here domain 1 and domain 2 is covered today. Tomorrow we'll go more on domain 3 and domain 4. Okay, is that fine, all of you?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Sure,
And
sir.
yeah, I request all of you to make sure your AWS account is ready. Okay, please make sure your AWS account is ready so that you can start building your machine tomorrow. I will show you how to build the way I built your machine today. Okay, and also we'll explore different core services in AWS. Okay, and how a pricing model works. What is the difference between a normal account and a free tier account? What are the functionality of free tier 12 months access account? There are many things we'll discuss tomorrow with the practical stuff. Okay, do you all agree with me?
Yes, Bhaskar. Yes,
Yes,
Bhaskar.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right? And I want all of you to navigate to my website now. And if you navigate to this path, Cloud4Green register, here you have attendance link for day 1. Can you all mark your attendance now quickly?
Yeah, sure.
And along with your feedback there. And if you have any questions as such, you can keep it there.
Sure.
Please proceed. I could see 15 people were in the bridge. Now there are 10 people in the bridge. Please go ahead.
Bhaskar, this is Anthony. That feedback page is not opening. Can you just see that, please?
Okay, I'll give you the direct link. One moment. I'll just give you the direct link if you want. There is a direct link for you, Anthony.
Yeah, I'll just check it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's opening now, Bhaskar. Thanks. I'll fill it.
Please go ahead.
Hi, Bhaskar sir. I have done it.
Okay, right. I'll wait for others to confirm.
Sir, I have done it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have done it, Bhaskar.
Sir, I'm also, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Fine, guys. If you have done, I'm all good. We'll connect tomorrow at 9 a.m. Is that fine with you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
sir.
that's fine.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time with me today. We'll proceed tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a great evening. Bye, guys.
Yeah, same to you, Bhaskar.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.